Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from group 2. We want to present the material about types of morpheme. Before that, here are the members of our group. Before entering the material, the students are able to the first, know the type of morpheme, the second, define and distinguish affixes, roots, stems, and bases.
So we are moved to the roots definition. The first one is from Katamba 1993. It says that a root is the irreducible core of a word, with absolutely nothing else attached to it. It is the part that is always present in the various manifestation of a lexeme, possibly with modification. For example, walk, walks, walking, and walk. The second one is Richard et al. From 1995. It says that root is a morpheme that is the basic part of a word and which may occur on its own. It may be joined to other roots and or tag affixes. For example, man, hold, cold, household, bookstore, manly, coldness. And the third is English dictionary. It says that root is the primary lexical unit of a word, which carries the most significant aspect of semantic content and cannot be reduced into smaller constituents. So from that tree, it can be said that roots is the main or basic lexical unit of a word that carries the most significant aspect of irreducible care.
1. Many words contains a root standing on its own. Roots which are capable of standing independently are called free morphemes or free forms. Woman, tea, sweet, cook, very. The fifth morphemes above are examples of lexical morphemes, nouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs, and preposition. Such morphemes carry most of the semantic content of utterance referring to individuals. Example, ati, mother. Attributing properties. Example, the adjectives sweet, smart, describing action, process, or states. Example, the verbs cook, write. Expressing relations. Example, the preposition in, on, at. And describing circumstances like manner. Example, the adverb kindly.
2. Many roots are incapable of occurring in isolation. They always occur with some other four building elements attached to them called bone morphemes. Now, examples of bone morphemes are meet like admit, submit, and commit, sieve like conceive and perceive, breed like tip predid and tip praise, seed like seeden and seeden. Roots tends to have a core meaning which is in some modified by the affix. Consequently, determining meaning is sometimes tricky as those roots are Latin. They came into English from Latin, French. In present-day English, none of this meaning is recognizable. They cannot be assigned a clear meaning on their own.
Stems. There are three definitions of stems. The first is, according to Katamba 1993 to 41, the stem is the part of a word that is in existence before any inflectional affixes have been added, i.e. those affixes whose presence is required by the syntax, such as markers of singular and plural, number in nouns, tense in verbs, etc. For example, noun stem, plural, reader, s, and dog, s. The second is, according to Richards et al., 1995 to 247, the stem is that part of a word to which an inflectional affix is or can be added. For example, the inflectional affix s in English can be added to the stem word to form the plural words. The stem of a word may be 1. A simple stem consisting of only one morpheme or root, namely work. 2. A root plus a derivational affix, namely work plus er equals worker. And 3. Two or more roots, namely workshop equals workshop. And the last one is, according to English dictionary, the main part of an uninflected word to which affixes may be added to form inflections of the word. A stem often has a more fundamental root.
In 1993, based on Francis Katamba, basis is a unit whatsoever to which affixes of any kind be added. The affixes attached to a base may be inflectional. Affixes select for any synthetic reason of derivational affixes altering the meaning or grammatical category of the base. For example, cruel, cruels, cruelis, and work, works, and worker. In 1999, based on Richard, basis is another term for root or stem. In English dictionary, basis is a morpheme that serves a basis foundation of which affixes can be attached. In the other words, roots are a basis and bases are called stems, only in the context of inflectional morphology. Thank you.
What is affixes? An affix is a morpheme which only occurs when attached to some other morpheme or morphemes, such as root, stem, or base. By definition, affixes are bone morphemes. There are three types of affixes. The first is prefixes. Prefixes, it's an affix attached before root, stem, or base, such as remake, retake, rewrite, such as unkind, unfeast, and enlarge, and enrich. The second is suffixes. Suffixes, it's an affix attached after root, stem, or base, like lonely, lovely, use est, linguist, use player, writer, use ink, writing, reading, and use ed. And the last is infixes. Infixes, it's an affix inserted into the root itself. Infixes are somewhat rare in English.